he became a fixture of the local club scene, where he could be found most nights working his charms on any number of attractive and spellbound young women.
He was a party guy. He liked to have fun. He had a reputation of a ladies' man.
He loved all women, and they loved him back, and for good reason. He was smooth, suave, and charismatic.
He was well-liked.
But Antonio's playboy lifestyle wasn't cheap, and he supported his rousing late nights with long days working in a warehouse. The Good Samaritan's name? Antonio Drayton. Antonio told officers that he'd met Celia 2 years earlier and that their relationship had developed into a passionate but volatile affair, one that Celia's family didn't like. But Cassandra was still looking, and when a handsome young employee began working at the warehouse where she was a receptionist, she couldn't take her eyes off him.
Cassandra was attracted to Tony for some of the same reasons younger girls were attracted to him.
For Antonio, an older woman's interest was nothing new. Antonio reignited a fire in her that had been dormant for too long. As they spent more nights together, Cassandra's smoldering feelings roared into a raging blaze of passion.
This young, attractive guy was giving her the time of her life in the bedroom and treating her just like he treated a girl his age.
Cassandra was hooked, but their fantasy love life couldn't disguise reality. Cassandra recognized that her new man was a player at heart, and it would only be a matter of time before he would move on to someone younger. To keep Antonio interested, Cassandra began doing anything she could to hold his attention.
Clothing, housing, everything you named, she pretty much did it.
Cassandra's desperate move worked like a charm. Antonio had never really been taken care of before, and he liked it. When detectives sat down with Antonio, he told them that at first, Celia ignored his calls and his attempts to make up. But by Wednesday, the night Celia was killed, she seemed to have changed her mind. But Celia never showed up. Antonio told police that instead of the two hooking up, he spent the evening with his steady girlfriend Cassandra, watching movies at home and occasionally texting Celia. But he never got an answer. When she still hadn't replied by 3 a.m., he called her. When it went to voicemail, Antonio said he assumed the worst. From the beginning, Antonio claimed that he and Cassandra had spent the night of the murder together. But confronted with DNA proof, his sugar mama became his scapegoat.
Once we showed him that we have physical evidence that his DNA was at the scene, then he started changing his story. He blamed Cassandra.
He or his phone had been at the remote scene of the blaze that burned Celia almost past recognition.
Through GPS, we were able to put Antonio Drayton at the crime scene.
According to Cassandra, Celia had gone to Antonio's apartment to tell the local Casanova that they were through. Police believe that jealous Antonio simply couldn't take it. As Antonio's hands tightened around her throat, Celia's pleading eyes made him feel like she was his again.
He strangled her. He pretty much compressed her neck until it snapped.
He panicked. He called Cassandra to come over and help. And then...
Together, they hatched a plan to douse the body in gasoline and burn it beyond recognition on a remote roadside.